Hey, stop throwing away your banana peels and stop skipping the boring foods at the grocery store, because what I'm about to share with you today completely overturns everything you thought you knew about keeping your legs strong after 60. I'm not talking about expensive supplements or trendy superfoods you've never heard of. I'm talking about 8 specific science-backed foods that most doctors never mention during a routine checkup. Foods that could be the difference between climbing stairs with confidence at 75 and holding onto a railing just to get off the couch. I'm Doctor, and I've spent over 2 decades working with patients in orthopedic surgery and rehabilitation medicine. And I need to tell you something that genuinely shocked me when I first read the research. A landmark study out of Tufts University's Human Nutrition Research Center on Aging found that adults over 60 who made targeted dietary changes lost up to 40% less muscle mass over a 5-year period compared to those who didn't, without changing their exercise routine at all. 40% just from food. And yet almost nobody is talking about this at the level it deserves. Now, before we dive into the full list, I want to tease something for you, because number 2 on today's countdown is going to surprise you. It's something most of you probably already have in your kitchen right now, something you may have even been told to avoid. So, make sure you stay with me all the way through, because that one could genuinely change the way you think about your daily meals. But first, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment right now and tell me how old you are, and whether you've noticed any changes in your leg strength over the past few years. Maybe climbing stairs feels harder, or getting up from a chair takes more effort than it used to. I personally read every single comment on this channel, and your answer helps me create videos that are actually useful to you. So go ahead, leave that comment now. I'll be reading them. All right, let's get into it. We're counting down from 8 to 1, ranked from most helpful to the absolute most powerful food for leg strength after 60. Let's begin. Coming in at number 8, and this one tends to get overlooked completely at the grocery store, we have Tart Cherries. Now, I know what you're thinking. Fruit for leg strength? But hear me out, because the science here is genuinely compelling. Researchers at the University of Vermont conducted a study where participants who drank tart cherry juice experienced 22% less muscle strength loss after strenuous activity compared to those who drank a placebo. 22%. And the mechanism behind this is something called inflammation-mediated muscle breakdown, which is a fancy way of saying that chronic low-grade inflammation, the kind that quietly builds up in your body after decades of living, actively eats away at your muscle tissue. After 60, your body's natural ability to quench that inflammation slows down significantly. Tart cherries are extraordinarily rich in anthocyanins, which are powerful antioxidant compounds that essentially act like firefighters inside your muscle cells, putting out the inflammatory fire before it causes damage. Think of it like this. Inflammation is a slow leak in your gas tank, and tart cherries help seal that leak. For practical use, 8 ounces of tart cherry juice in the morning, or a small handful of dried tart cherries, not the sweetened kind, with breakfast is your target. Pair them with a source of vitamin C, like a few slices of orange, because vitamin C enhances anthocyanin absorption by up to 30%, according to research published in the Journal of Nutritional Biochemistry. Scientific references, as always, are linked in the description below. Number 7 is one that I feel passionately about because it's wildly underused, and that is sardines. Now, before you click away, I had a patient, Margaret, 71 years old, from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, who came to me after a minor fall that left her shaken and scared. She had lost significant strength in both legs, struggled to rise from her armchair without using both hands, and had started avoiding stairs altogether. Within 4 months of making targeted dietary changes, sardines being a cornerstone, she told me she walked up 2 flights of stairs unaided for the first time in 3 years. Sardines are one of the most complete muscle-up supporting foods on the planet. A single 3.5 ounce can give you approximately 23 grams of high-quality protein, a substantial dose of omega-3 fatty acids, calcium, vitamin D, and vitamin B12, all in one affordable package. Here's why this matters so specifically for aging bodies. After about age 65, your body develops something called anabolic resistance, which means your muscles become less responsive to the protein you eat. They require more protein to trigger the same muscle-building response that a 30-year-old would get from a much smaller amount. The omega-3 fatty acids in sardines have been shown in research from Washington University in St. Louis to actually reduce anabolic resistance, essentially helping your muscles hear the protein signal more clearly. Think of anabolic resistance like a phone with poor reception, and omega-3s as a signal booster. Eat sardines 2 to 3 times per week. Add them to whole grain crackers, mix them into a salad, or mash them with avocado. Pair with lemon juice. The acidity improves absorption of the calcium and iron, and try to consume them within 2 hours of any physical activity for maximum muscle uptake. Number 6 on our countdown is something that most people consider a breakfast side dish and nothing more: eggs, and specifically the whole egg, yolk included. For years, people were told to throw away the yolk. That advice, I am here to tell you, was one of the most damaging pieces of nutritional guidance given to older adults in the last 40 years. A study from the University of Illinois found that men who ate whole eggs after resistance exercise experienced 40% greater muscle protein synthesis compared to those who ate only egg whites with the equivalent amount of protein. The yolk contains leucine, the single most important amino acid for triggering muscle growth, along with choline, healthy fats, and fat-soluble vitamins that amplify the entire muscle-building process. After 75, your body loses approximately 35% of its efficiency in synthesizing muscle protein from dietary sources. The nutrient density of the whole egg helps compensate for that declining efficiency in a way that egg whites simply cannot. 2 to 3 whole eggs per day is a well-supported target for healthy older adults. Have them in the morning with a slice of whole grain toast. The complex carbohydrates help shuttle the amino acids into your muscle cells more efficiently. And if you've been told to watch your cholesterol, please speak with your personal physician. But know that current research from Harvard Medical School suggests dietary cholesterol from eggs has far less impact on blood cholesterol in most people than was previously believed. Number 5 is something I want you to think of as your leg's best friend in the produce aisle, and that's spinach. Not because it made Popey strong, though there's actually something to that, but because of a compound called phytoesters, specifically one called echone. Researchers at the Free University of Berlin conducted a controlled study and found that participants supplementing with EC-diesterone, naturally present in spinach, showed a 33% greater increase in muscle mass compared to a placebo group over 10 weeks. Now here's the critical piece for anyone over 60. As we age, our mitochondria, the tiny power plants inside every muscle cell, begin to decline in both number and efficiency. This is called mitochondrial dysfunction, and it's a key driver of muscle weakness and fatigue in older adults. Spinach is loaded with nitrates, which your body converts to nitric oxide, a molecule that has been shown to directly improve mitochondrial efficiency by up to 25%, according to research published in Cell Metabolism. Think of your mitochondria like the engine in a car. Spinach essentially tunes that engine so it runs better on the same amount of fuel. 2 large handfuls of fresh spinach per day is your target. Saute it lightly in olive oil with garlic to preserve more nutrients than boiling, and pair it with a food rich in vitamin C to boost iron absorption, because iron deficiency is another silent contributor to muscle fatigue in older adults that often goes undiagnosed. Number 4 is a food I've been recommending to patients for years, and it never gets the recognition it deserves. That food is Greek yogurt. I want you to think of Greek yogurt like a dual-action muscle medicine because it does 2 things simultaneously that almost no other single food does. First, it delivers a dense hit of high-quality protein, around 17 to 20 grams per cup, that is rich in both whey and casein protein. Whey works fast, flooding your muscles with amino acids within about 30 minutes. Casein works slowly, feeding your muscles over a 4 to 6 hour period. This dual action is particularly valuable for older adults because research from MRI University in the Netherlands showed that aging muscles benefit more from a sustained amino acid delivery than a single rapid spike. Second, Greek yogurt is rich in probiotics, beneficial bacteria that directly influence how well your gut absorbs nutrients, including protein, vitamin D, and calcium. After 60, gut health often declines, and with it, nutrient absorption efficiency drops measurably. Poor gut absorption means even a protein-rich diet may not be delivering what you think it is to your muscles. The probiotics in Greek yogurt help restore that gut lining and improve absorption by a clinically meaningful margin. Eat 1 cup of plain full-fat Greek yogurt daily, ideally in the afternoon when muscle protein synthesis rates are naturally elevated. Add a tablespoon of ground flaxseed on top for an omega-3 boost that complements the protein beautifully. Right here at the midpoint of our list, I want to pause and say, if you are finding this valuable, if this is the kind of content you wish your doctor had shared with you years ago, please take 2 seconds right now and hit that subscribe button and give this video a like. It truly helps me reach more people just like you who deserve this information. There are thousands of seniors right now who are losing leg strength silently, month by month, not knowing that targeted nutrition could be making an enormous difference. Your click helps this video find them. Thank you. Now let's get into the top 3. And this is where things get really interesting. Number 3 on our countdown is something that might seem humble and unremarkable, but the science behind it is anything but. I'm talking about lentils. I had another patient I'll never forget, Harold, 78, from Portland, Oregon, a former high school football coach who came in barely able to walk from his car to my office without stopping to rest. His leg muscles had atrophied significantly, and he was on the verge of losing his independence. We rebuilt his diet around several of the foods on this list, and lentils became a daily staple. Within 6 months, Harold was walking his dog for 30 minutes